Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to a very special sort of video because, realistically speaking, this is going to be my introduction to what is going to be I'm going to call this part two of my life, and I'm so glad all of you are here to see me off because I've got some pretty big announcements I want to make to you guys. If you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the people will come. For the last 11 years of my life, I have been delivering newspapers all throughout my home village, and I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed my time so very much. I went from just doing Saturdays only for the first about year, from when I was 14 to 15, and then I went, well, it was from 13 to 14 technically, but that's just one of those things. Then I went from between 14 to 19, I did 2 rounds on the Saturday and 2 rounds on the Sunday. And then when I reached 19, it was like, in fact, actually it was 18 because it was like at the very beginning of January. It was doing 2 rounds every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I did this up until this very date, ladies and gentlemen, where only a few days ago, I got told that they were going to stop doing deliveries, and that was basically putting me and everyone else out of work. Now, I technically do have a proper job, don't get me wrong, but this was literally the only reason I still do it to this day is because it was the most convenient way for me to earn just a little bit extra money without too much inconvenience. But with that being said, now that I feel like that is that, and no matter what you want to say about, no things like compensation, no gift to send me off after 11 years of my service to the post office, anything like that, nothing. And they do this just before the holidays, the holidays in the lead up to Christmas. So, where usually a lot of families do actually tip their paper lads and that for doing all their hard service throughout the year. So they cut us off just at that point, which is a very, very stingy thing to do, all things considered. However, this is to where we are right now. I consider that an end of an era. I consider that the point in my life where I had to really think about myself and that I had to move on, essentially. So what are we going to do, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's time I made the first public announcement of RageCon 3. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right. I get it. At some point, I probably will have to move on from YouTube myself. But if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out with a bang. You know what I mean? I've often thought to myself for a while that if I reached 26, I wouldn't be too upset if my life sort of like it reached its climax at that point, because, and I don't really know how I can explain why I felt like I was going to reach 26 and that would be that. But the point is that you should take advantage of what you have. You should live your life to the full. It's the things you don't do in life that you will regret. It's not a cliche, it's a touch of life. You know what I mean? And I mention that because the scale and the scope of RageCon 3 is going to be like nothing that the world has ever seen before. We are not talking about one video, we're not talking about 10 videos, we are talking over 2,000 videos. I wish I could be Zola just for a little while, if I could actually showcase and tell you guys every single thing I will be doing, from special themed lists to covering whole albums, to revisiting old ones, to looking ahead, to looking to different genres. There is so much and more that this entire spectacle is going to cover. And then, of course, because I want to give something back to you guys, there will be a special competition for those watching, in other words, attending RageCon 3. A £1 million giveaway. I'll give certainly a lot more details about that when the time comes. But yes, there is going to be a special prize for a very, very lucky person. And if you wanna think about it, then you gotta play my game. You know what I mean? So there will be more details about that when the time comes. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of an era, but the next one begins. I'm not waiting until I turn 25 for the next big milestone in my life to occur. I'm doing it right now. I'm not waiting about. I am taking life by the scruff of the neck, and I am going to enjoy it. I am going to work for it. I am going to deliver it unto you guys. What did I say before? Oh yeah, that's right. I am going to enjoy the rest of my life, whether I like it or not. That's how it's going to be, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what? I will be more than honored to see you guys with me. So, come with me, ladies and gentlemen, as we kick off the beginnings of the announcements of RageCon 3. Higher, baby. Get higher, baby. And don't ever come down. Freebase.